So I'm out here on my 4th day doing permaculture in Florida, and it's great. I've been up since 7, it's over noon, and I've just been slowly working out. Let me show you what I've been doing. I've been doing a specially designed composting bed. That this one's about done, and I've got a new one that I've started, but let me talk about it and show you what I've done. So this is how the other one started. This is a hole, and I'm actually gonna make this even bigger. This is the next composting heap that I'm building, and I'm gonna fill with a bunch of organics. I'm actually gonna put down a plastic bed on the bottom to capture the water and hold moisture in the bed, because that's the biggest problem. Because of sand, it just doesn't hold moisture, so you've got to somehow hold moisture in there. So let me show you what I've done here. Okay, did cut down this tree, and it was dead. I'm going to chop this tree up as soon as I get a chainsaw, and it's all going to go in there. So basically, I've left this side unfinished to show you what I've done here. All this greens, I don't know if you see that, there's lots and lots of greens here. All the greens, on top of the greens, I put all this mulch, right? This is mulch, right? And this mulch I'm taking from over there, far away on the other side. That's where the garden has been throwing all the mulch. And the other thing, what I've been doing is wrapping up, this side's not done, this side, but this is basically those potato vines, wrapping them up and putting them up against the side here to create basically a barrier. And all I did was, as I was cutting branches and stuff, I put in some posts, old trees, and just wove, you know, the limbs together. Now, the reason for the sand, again, is to capture the humidity, the moisture, because as things are breaking down the green, what I want to do is basically have a barrier that's going to stop the moisture from leaving. I want to keep the moisture inside the bed. The other thing that it does is it makes it dark. And you want fungus and other things want humidity, and they want no light. So think of this as kind of putting a roof. The other thing I'm going to do is actually, once I finish this, I'm going to tarp it and put a little bit more sand on it too. And what I'm going to do is actually make an indentation and force the water. I'll show you, maybe not in this video, but I'll show you in another video, because I'm tired for the day. And you can see all the green in there. You can see the wrapped, this is just the wrapped potato vine that I have in there that creates the barrier, right? You can kind of see it all in here, right? All the potato vine in here that I've got in here, pushed in here. You can see some down in here, right? That's all. And more in here. I don't know if you can see that. Get that right in here, right? So we'll see how this goes. So every day I'm here, you know, I don't use the toilet. I pee in a 1 gallon milk jug. Gotta keep it in the bathroom. And once I get to about, I don't know, one fifth, like maybe this much on the bottom, I then fill it up with water that I've done videos before. Basically, you want to put a high jet, get the salt turning into bubbles. That's the salt. When you put high jet in your urine, creates some bubbles, right? That's the salt. You fill up as much salt as you can, and then what you do is you just let it overflow and go into the yard. And then what you do is you basically have nice, really high nitrogen content water. And then what I'm going to do is basically just pour onto the bed and get it nice and soaked. So I do that every day, a gallon of water every day. Instead of it going down in the toilet, I'm taking that toilet water and I'm putting it on the bed. I'm using a lot less water, right? And I'm putting it on here. So, you know, we'll see how it turns. You know, this is an experiment. I've never done permaculture in Florida, so I'm just thinking to myself, what are the problems? The problems is the sand. It doesn't trap the water. It lets the water out. And the problem is basically the heat and everything else. We need to capture moisture in there. And obviously we want to mix brown and green, and that's what I've been doing, mixing the brown and green on there. So that's it for the day. I'm gonna go in, hang out with my dad, have a couple beers, and work on found ups. you like this video, become a patron on foundups.com. For as little as $1 a month, you're helping to support a new vision, a vision of Foundups. Foundups are basically ideas for saving the planet launched locally, funded globally. Imagine setting up your own Foundup fund for helping to save the planet, because what I do here, what I'm doing in my backyard here, is impacting you no matter where you are on the planet. And ultimately, we have enough people doing Foundups and basically doing permaculture, hydroponics, sustainable gardening, whatever you want to call it. All these things are Foundups. And not only that, taking up to 80% of the net profits and sharing what you're doing with others who are doing Foundups. Because if you launch a Foundups, I'm going to support you with my funds from foundups.com and help you too. So it's about people helping people to help save the planet together. There's a bigger vision of Foundups, and that is basically a corporation owned by the people for the people. Everyone who becomes a patron of Foundups, I'm gifting shares in that corporation, Foundups Corp. And I'm doing it in a warrant offering, which means that when we go public, basically you'll get those shares. And you know, I don't see why we have corporations that are owned by a few. I want corporations that are owned by the many. Corporations that then reinvest 80% of their net profits, launching more Foundups. That again, reinvest 80% of their net profits, launching more Foundups and more Foundups, removing the need of VCs, removing the need of venture capitalists and angels and accredited investors, and we can save the planet by doing it ourselves. All right, that's my sales pitch for Foundups. Become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help me save the planet together. Thanks.